Hi, everyone. This is Pastor Dan from Calvary Chapel, Cle Elum in Washington. I want to talk to you on the eve of this nationwide election day, November 5th, 2018, about the Christian and politics. Matthew 5:13-16 says, "You are the light of the earth. But if the salt loses its flavor, how shall it be seasoned? It is then good for nothing but to be thrown out and trampled underfoot by men. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light so shine before men," Jesus said, "that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." So how about the Christian and politics, particularly as it relates to being the salt of the earth and the light of the world? Is it wrong for a Christian to be involved in politics? Many have come to view politics as a bad word, in the same way that they view religion as a bad word. In fact, many people believe they should never talk in the company of others about religion or politics. But why is that? The discussion of politics is really just the discussion of activities that relate to influencing the actions and policies of a government and the work of the people who are part of a government. And true, there are a wide range of opinions about how it should be done, but that doesn't mean it shouldn't be talked about or practiced in a godly way. Certainly, there is a godly approach to politics that is influenced by the teachings of Scripture and one that is not. Our faith should inform and affect every aspect of our lives, including our politics. If our faith and our relationship with God doesn't inform our political views, then I really shudder to think what does. When we stand up for what's right in God's eyes, sometimes those who don't understand our motives might call our actions political. If we speak out publicly against partial birth abortion, a process in which a full-term baby is killed just as he or she is being born, that could be seen as a political stand. But it isn't a bit political for the innocent infants that are being killed. So do we say nothing, do nothing on these issues of right and wrong because somebody might call us political? No, we must stand up for what God reveals as right. I don't think any Christian should have to apologize for being political when being political is being influenced and informed by godly teachings and principles. We all have a moral or immoral base for our beliefs and actions. If the moral base for my political position is my faith in God and allegiance to Him, I really have nothing to apologize for or to feel guilty about. Listen, the ungodly political crowd are sure speaking up for their views and advocating for their positions. And they are sure working hard to get their candidates elected so they can impose their ungodly views on everyone else. And yet they don't consider themselves to be shoving their views down everyone else's throat. But somehow we are when we try to get our candidates elected. So Christians need to work just as hard in a godly way to influence society and the political process toward godly values. We need to support those candidates who most closely support the views we hold. But if we don't, those with ungodly values will get elected, and believe me, they won't keep their views to themselves. They will try and are trying, and in many ways are being successful in not only voicing their views, but in making laws and establishing policies that force their views on us. And so we can't allow the fear of being called political intimidate us into inaction. There is nothing wrong with being political if our politics are informed by God and the Scriptures. We shouldn't be afraid to stand for good and support others who do the same in the election process. Again, if we don't, who will? Folks, our lives must be known for the good stored within us. Jesus said we must bring forth good from the good stored within us. Matthew 12:35 says, "A good man out of the good measure of his heart brings forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasure brings forth evil things. We cannot bring forth good in our nation if we do not participate. We cannot be the salt and light in our world if we keep to ourselves and stay out of the political process. Are we guilty of doing nothing, even though we clearly see which policies are good and right and which policies are wrong and evil? Are we among those who complain about the direction our country is going, recognizing we have at least a small ability to influence it, yet we do nothing? Remember James 4:17, therefore to him who knows to do good and does not do it, to him it is sin. When it's in our power to stand up against evil policies with our vote, and we fail to do so, then we become partly responsible for the evil that results. Peter instructed Christians to live as free men. 1 Peter 2:15-16 says, for this is the will of God, that by doing good you may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men, as free, yet not using liberty as a cloak for vice, but as bondservants of God. Do we really live as free men and women when we don't vote? Voting in a free society is one of the most cherished of all rights. Most people in other parts of the world would love the right to vote that we often take for granted. We aren't free to sin, but neither are we free to ignore evil and allow it to grow because of our inaction. Inaction can indeed be a cover-up for evil, allowing it to thrive because we don't truly live as free men. Living as free men and women has a responsibility that goes with it. It's not just about being able to do whatever I want to do as long as it doesn't hurt others. It's about preserving our freedoms when others want to take them away from us. The most significant ways most of us can do this is by being involved in the political process, through voting ourselves, through influencing others to vote, and by running for political office ourselves if God should so lead us. So get out and vote tomorrow. Vote your biblical values. You can be sure others will be voting their unbiblical, ungodly values. This is one way that we can be salt and light in our culture. Salt preserves, it seasons, and it disinfects all good things, and light reveals a clear path through the darkness. Let's be that to our culture tomorrow as we exercise our right to vote. If you'd like more information on this important subject, go to our website at calvarychapelcleolum.com or our YouTube page at Calvary Chapel Cle Elum and watch the message that I did this last Sunday where I consider this in more detail. I sure hope you find this helpful. If you do, why not share it to your own Facebook page so that others might benefit too. This is Pastor Dan from Calvary Chapel, Cle Elum in Washington. God bless you.